Hello and welcome to the Highlands in Waco, Texas. We are here watching some MCC basketball. We have the MCC Highlanders taking on the Paul Quinn Tigers. We just tipped off. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. Looking forward to a great game. Right now, MCC has the ball. Wyatt puts up a quick jumper. This one is no good. It's going to be put back up and in by Mclennan to start off the game and get the Highlanders on the board. Highlanders are coming off of a very testy, close game on Tuesday where they lost by 6 points. Looking to rebound here tonight. Another game at home before they take about a 3-game road trip. The Highlanders with the ball. Wyatt has it in the corner. Mclennan throws it inside, back out to Pryor. Pryor pump fakes, gives it back to Mclennan. He drives up and in. Mclennan with the quick two off the glass. MCC up 4-0. MCC coming out with good energy. So far, they are taking on the Paul Quinn Tigers. Paul Quinn has the ball. They put a 3 up, and this one is good. Travion Robinson hits his first 3 of the game and gets Paul Quinn on the board. Highlanders have the ball now. Mclennan throws it inside to Taylor. He puts up a quick hook shot, and this one is good. Tyrese Taylor gets his first points on the board. Chris Pryor with good hands. He gets his hands on the ball, gets a steal. He puts a layup up now on the board. This one is Highlanders have the ball now. Mclennan throws it inside to Taylor. He puts up a quick hook shot, and this one is good. Tyrese Taylor gets his first points on the board. Chris Pryor with good hands. He gets his hands on the ball, gets a steal. He puts a layup up now on the board. This one is Highlanders have the ball now. Mclennan throws it inside to Taylor. He puts up a quick hook shot, and this one is good. Tyrese Taylor gets his first points on the board. Chris Pryor with good hands. He gets his hands on the ball, gets a steal. He puts a layup up now on the board. This one is good. Ed White had a good game in his last outing. Freshman from Fort Worth, Texas. It's going to bring it to 8-3. 17 minutes left to go in the half. Paul Quinn has the ball. Pryor on the ball right now, playing some good defense. The 3 is put up by Paul Quinn. This one is going to be no good. Misses everything. It's going to be Highlander ball. Pryor bringing the ball up for the Highlanders. Paul Quinn looks like they're coming out in about like a 2-3 zone. They're going to start off in. Wyatt puts a 3 up from the corner. This one is no good. Rebounded by Paul Quinn, and now they are out. 3 is put up by Paul Quinn. This one is no good. Rebounded by the Highlanders. Pryor has it out in transition, looking to make something happen. Good crossover. He puts the shot up. Floater, no good. Rebounded by Taylor. No good. Now rebounded by Paul Quinn. And Paul Quinn gets out in transition and gets a quick, easy layup. Score is 8-5. 16:40 left to go in the first half. Highlanders have the ball. He swings it over into the corner. They throw it inside to Taylor. Taylor makes a couple moves, puts the shot up, layup good. Tyrese Taylor, that's 4 points in the game for him now. Good hands once again from Chris Pryor. Almost comes up with the steal. Great defense there from the freshman from DeSoto. And now the ball is going to go out of bounds. Turnover, Paul Quinn. It's going to be Highlander basketball. Tyrese Taylor, that's 4 points in the game for him now. Good hands once again from Chris Pryor.
First substitution of the night for the Highlanders.
Great defense there from the freshman from DeSoto. And now the ball is going to go out of bounds. Chris Pryor bringing the ball up the court for the Highlanders. Paul Quinn remains in the zone. Pryor puts a three up from up top. This one is short. Rebounded by Paul Quinn, out in transition again. Collision on the baseline, and they're going to call it a charge. Good defense once again from Chris Pryor, number 11, from DeSoto, Texas. Pryor, after taking that charge, he is bringing the ball up the court for the Highlanders. Swings to the short corners. Jumper put up to Scott Ator, and it is good. Short corner jumper for Scott Ator, his first points of the night. Good defense there from Wyatt as Paul Quinn puts another three up. This one is no good. Good rebound from Massanet. Pryor has it. Massanet on the quick cut inside, puts a layup up. It is good. Massanet with the layup. That is 6 points for Massanet. Score is 14-5. Highlanders up by 9. 15 minutes left to go in the first half. Good defense there from Pryor. So we're going to have a foul called. Foul is going to be on Massanet. That is his first foul of the night. Paul Quinn will have it on the sideline out of bounds. They inbound it. Drive, kick it out to the corner. This shot is no good. Isaiah Wyatt on the rebound. And now Pryor is out. Throws inside to Wilson. Wilson swings over to Massanet. He pump fakes. Mid-range jumper is up. This one is going to be no good. Long. Rebounded by Paul Quinn. Paul Quinn forces a pass inside. It is no good. It's going to go out of bounds. MCC basketball. I have a substitution in. Raekwon Brown, energy man, is in for the Highlanders. He checks in for Scott Ator. Highlanders swinging the ball around. They get it inside the middle. Jumper put up from Clavin Wilson, and it is good. First two of the game for Clavin Wilson. Highlanders really sharing the ball early in the game. Everyone's getting a touch, and everybody is getting a shot up. That's a good sign. Score is 16-5. 14 minutes left to go in the first half. They have a drive and a great block. Raekwon Brown on the block. Highlanders keep the ball in bounds. Good hustle there from Massanet after the block. And now Brown has it up, and he misses the layup. It's a good find by the point guard, Chris Pryor, to find Raekwon Brown. But the layup was no good, but Highlanders will retain possession. They have the ball on the baseline out of bounds. Brown gets the inbound. And now three put up by Isaiah Wyatt. This one is good. Isaiah Wyatt, that gives him 5 points on the game after he hits the three. And now he's playing great defense. Almost comes up with the turnover. And he does come up with the turnover. And Paul Quinn gets it back, and they're going to get an easy layup here. Still a 12-point lead for the Highlanders. 19-7, 13 minutes left to go in the first half. They throw the ball inside. Now Brown has it. He puts a layup up. This one is good. Easy layup for Raekwon Brown. That's his first two. Seeing good ball movement so far throughout this game. 21-7 is the score. Wyatt still playing great defense. Paul Quinn swinging the ball around. They put the shot up. This one is going to be short. Rebounded by the Highlanders. Massanet has it out in transition. A good pass to the inside to Brown. Brown passes it to Massanet. The layup is missed. Rebounded by Wilson. Now Pryor has it. Pryor swings it over to Massanet. He drives, looking for the foul call. It's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Highlanders. We're going to have our first timeout of the game called by Paul Quinn. So 12-16 left to go in the first half. The score is 21-7. The Highlanders are out to a great start. Starting off the game, like we said, they are coming off of a loss a couple days ago. Looking to rebound in this game, and they're doing a great job of that so far. Jumping out to this lead, it is 21-7. 12-16 left to go, and we will be right back. That was the Highlander dance team. We had this break into action. We want to give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors, Bush's Chicken over in China Spring and also here on North 19th. If you're looking for some good chicken to get, and even if you're over here in the MCC area, go right down the street to Bush's. Go get you guys some chicken. Also, R&S Barbecue on Valley Mills. Go check those guys out for some great barbecue. The 12-16 left to go in the half. Score is 21-7. Highlanders have the ball on the baseline out of bounds. Wholesale changes for the Highlanders. We got Thomas in. He puts up a jumper. That is no good. Rebounded by Paul Quinn. Thomas is checked in the game. Copeland's checked in. Anderson is checked in the game. And Vining has checked in the game. Mid-range jumper put up from Paul Quinn, and it is good. And we're going to have a quick timeout, 30-second timeout, called by Coach Gill. Did not like what he saw on that last possession. I think so far, Highlanders are playing good ball. What I'm really liking that I'm seeing is that everyone is touching the ball. All five guys on the court are really getting a chance to get their shot up. The ball is moving. It's not getting stagnant with one person. And the Highlanders have always been good about that all season. No one really ball hogs the ball or anything. A lot of good movement. So that's good so far from what we've seen from them. If they can keep that up, they will keep up the and they keep up the pace. They will keep up with the results that they have so far. It is 21-9 with 11:57 left to go. If they keep that up, they can just keep growing on this lead. And they've really come out on the defensive end and tried to make a point, and they have done so far. So it is Highlander ball after the 30-second timeout by Coach Gill. Renzo Anderson in, the guard from Atlanta, Georgia, bringing the ball up the court. Now Vining has it. Swings it over to Copeland for a three. This one is butter. Cameron Copeland with the three. The sophomore guard from Atlanta, Georgia, puts up the three. His first shot of the game is good. Vining playing some great defense at the top of the key. Great team defense from what we've seen so far. Jumper put up. It is no good. Highlanders out in transition. They throw it up to Copeland, and this is going to be a breakaway dunk for Cameron Copeland. That's 5 points for him. He gets a quick 5 points in about 1 minute there. Quick 5 points for Copeland, extending this lead to 26-9 for the Highlanders. Highlanders are in the zone. Vining on the ball. He forces a wild pass, goes out of bounds. It will be Highlander ball. Sorry, Autry checking in the game for the Highlanders. Freshman from Toronto, Canada. Pryor checking back in the game. Good high-low action. Now Pryor has looking for a screen. He gives it over to Vining. Copeland in the middle, puts a jumper up. That one is no good. Was online, but hit off the back of the rim. Highlanders back on defense. Chris Pryor is going to pick up right at half court. Good defense there, almost forced a travel. Good defense from Autry. Layup put up, this is no good. Anderson has the ball out in transition for the Highlanders. Swings it over to Vining. Vining thought about the three, but he keeps it. Now swings it over to Pryor. Highlanders moving the ball well, trying to break the zone, which they have been doing. Drive from Pryor. He kicks it over to Copeland. This one is no good, but he gets his own rebound. He throws it into Anderson. Anderson puts the layup in, up and good. Lorenzo Anderson gets on the board, first two of the night. He was looking for a foul on that call, but did not get it. Good defense from the Highlanders on this possession. Good steal from Copeland. He comes up with a steal. Copeland has it. He gives it over to Anderson. Now Vining gets it. He drives, swings it to Pryor. All the way across court, swings it over. And now Vining has it, puts up a three. This one was no good. Vining is the leading scorer for this Highlander team at 15.4 a game. He's also in the top 5 of three-point percentage. He's shooting 39% from the three-point line. Three put up from Paul Quinn. This one is no good. Out in transition is Pryor. He has it stolen at half court. And they cannot convert on the layup. Good defense there from Vining. Anderson is going to drive. He swings it over to Copeland. Copeland to Autry. And it is put in. Great ball movement from the Highlanders. That's first 2 points up for Autry. Great ball movement. Still has been the story so far in this half. Score is 30-9 with 8 minutes left to go in the first half. And we're going to have an offensive foul go against Paul Quinn. Couple changes in for the Highlanders. Tyrese Taylor is in the game. Trey Thomas checks back in the game as well. Pryor bringing the ball up the court. Now Copeland has. They swing it over to Anderson. He puts a three up. And a putback jam from Cameron Copeland, showing off his athleticism right there. Great putback jam from Copeland. He's showing great energy here tonight, and he has 7 points. Good hands from Anderson, almost comes up with the steal. They forced the bad shot, rebounded by Thomas. And now Pryor has it out in transition. Now Copeland puts up the three. Almost had it in, rims in and out. Did not get the lucky bounce. And now Paul Quinn is out in transition. And the block from Copeland. He has been all over the floor tonight. He comes up with a block. Anderson has it now. He puts up the layup. This one is going to be no good. And now a three put up from Paul Quinn. No good. Rebounded by Anderson. Fast pace so far. Both teams trying to get a basket. And now Thomas has it. He swings it inside to Taylor. He can't hold on to it. And now Thomas is going to pick up the ball. Look like Paul Quinn trying to slow the pace down a little bit. Shot put up from Paul Quinn. This one is no good. Rebounded by Thomas. Pryor is out. Swings it over to Copeland. Thomas has it on the inside. Corner three from Pryor. This one is good. Corner three good from Chris Pryor. First three of the night for Chris Pryor. Score is 35-9. 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Good hands there from Pryor. Almost comes up with another steal. Great hustle. He goes all the way out of bounds. It's going to remain Paul Quinn ball. Great hustle from Chris Pryor, the freshman from DeSoto. Changes in the game for the Highlanders. Scott Ator checks back in the game. Isaiah Wyatt checks back in as well as Massanet, and he picks up a foul right on cue there. That's his second foul of the game. Paul Quinn gets the inbound. Massanet is going to have the defensive job right up top. Driving layup, and it's contested by a few people. It looks like they're going to get Scott Ator with the foul on that one. That is his first foul of the game. After the missed free throw, Chris Pryor is out. He has the ball. Kickball going to go out of bounds. Going to remain Highlander ball. Score is 35-9. 5:42 left to go in the first half. Highlanders up big. Up big here in the first half. Great. They've come out really focused. And a great way to rebound from the loss they received on Tuesday. It was a hard-fought game, the game on Tuesday. Really back and forth. As Massanet drives, this layup is no good. It's going to be put back up, and they're going to be a foul called. The game was really back and forth on Tuesday. A lot of things that the Highlanders can learn from that as they're gearing up for this road stretch and gearing up for conference. Really, we know that's what it's about, going into conference. And they're doing great so far in this game. Massanet's first free throw is going to be no good. Massanet drives. This layup is no good. It's going to be put back up, and they're going to be a foul called. The game was really back and forth on Tuesday. A lot of things that Highlanders can learn from that as they're gearing up for this road stretch and gearing up for conference. Really, we know that's what it's about, going into conference. They're doing great so far. Massanet's first free throw is going to be no good. All of you watching on Syntex Sports via Facebook, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are liking the page and sharing the stream. You are watching on the website. Thank you all for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the page, syntexsports.com. Thank you all for watching. We're looking to bring you guys sports all year round, all year long, so make sure you guys like the page. Like we said on Facebook, like the page on Facebook, share the stream. Like the stream and leave comments as well. We want to hear you guys' feedback. Thank you for the guys that have commented so far on the stream. 5:13 left to go in the half. Score is 36-9. Highlanders had the ball. Tried to get a backdoor alley-oop there. That one is going to be broken up. And Paul Quinn is out in transition. Isaiah White comes up with the steal, though. He gives it over to Copeland. Copeland puts a shot up. And this one is going to be a foul called. 5:13 left to go in the half. Score is 36-9. Highlanders had the ball. Tried to get a backdoor alley-oop there. That one is going to be broken up. And Paul Quinn is out in transition. Isaiah White comes up with the steal, though. He gives it over to Copeland. Copeland puts a shot up. And this first one is good from Copeland. Sophomore guard from Atlanta. 5:13 left to go in the half. Score is 36-9. Second one good as well from Copeland. Tried to get a backdoor alley-oop there. That one is going to be broken up. It brings the score to 38-9. 4:50 left to go in the first half. He gives it over to Copeland. Copeland puts a shot up. Highlanders up by 29 points. Copeland playing good defense on the ball. Good trap there. Almost came up with the steal. Wyatt has it. Well, Wyatt is on defense. Good defense there from Pryor. Shot is put up. This one is no good. Great defense, team defense from the Highlanders on that possession. Highlanders have it. They throw good high-low action in the dunk. Easy dunk there from Raekwon Brown. We call him the energy man. Good defense there from Pryor. Shot is put up. This one is no good. Great defense, team defense from the Highlanders on that possession. Highlanders have it. They throw good high defense there from Wilson and Wyatt. They come up with the steal. Now Wyatt has it. He throws it over to Brown. Brown tries to put somebody in the rim. Does not get this one in. Good defense there from Pryor. Shot is put up. This one is no good. Great defense, team defense from the Highlanders on that possession. Foul is going to be on Thomas. He comes up. Looks like he hurt his wrist on the last Highlanders play. Have it. They throw good high defense there from Wilson and Wyatt. They come up with the steal. Now Wyatt has it. He throws it over to Brown. Brown tries to put somebody in the rim. Not get this one in. So Thomas is going to sub out with an injury. Renzo Anderson is going to check in the game for Wyatt. Vining checks back in the game as well. Raekwon Brown misses his first free throw. Actually he's shooting 84% from the line this year, so a good free throw shooter. And the second one is good. Brings the score to 41-9. 3:45 left to go in the first half. Brown is going to pick up right at half court on defense. They played great defense throughout this game as they have held Paul Quinn to only 9 points. Good defense there from Wilson. The shot is going to be put up at the buzzer, and this one is going to go in. That is Robertson. He gets his second three of the night. Highlander ball, good ball movement. Everyone is getting a touch on the basketball. Wilson gets a good mid-range jump shot. This one is no good. Tipped up back in by Raekwon Brown. That gets him 7 points. That's why he is leading the team in rebounds as well as blocks. He is all over the place on the court when he gets in. Brings a lot of energy into the game. Three is going to be put up from Paul Quinn. This one is no good. Rebounded by Copeland. Now Vining has it. He is going out in transition. He slows it up. Wilson gives it back to Vining. He puts a three up. This one is no good. Paul Quinn has the ball now. Highlanders still up big. They're about 31. Step back jumper. This one is going to be no good. Vining's trying to get out in transition, beating people down the floor. He slows it up. They give it over to Copeland. Copeland gives it to Anderson. Vining throws it inside to Brown. Now Wilson puts up the layup. This one is up and good. Great ball movement. That gives Clavin Wilson 4 points on the game. Freshman from DeSoto, Texas. .130 left to go in the first half. Scores 45-12. Three is put up. This one is no good. Vining has it. He's running. Swings it over to Wilson. Wilson to Copeland. Copeland yanks back. Big slam from Cameron Copeland. .130 left to go in the first half. Scores the high point man in the game so far. He showed a lot of energy. He's come up with a couple of steals, some blocks, a couple of dunks, and he's also hit a three. So he's having a great game so far. Good defense there from Vining. He comes up with the steal. He swings it over to Copeland. This is going to be another dunk. Yanks it back. Another dunk. Breakaway dunk for Cameron Copeland. 13 points for him in the game. Copeland having himself a good game. brings the score 49-12. 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Another shot put up by Robinson. This one is no good. Rebounded by Paul Quinn. They keep possession. Three put up from Paul Quinn. This one is good. Corner three put up. Anderson hits a three. He has 5 points for Paul Quinn and brings the score to 15-49. Now Lorenzo Anderson drives. This one is broken up. Clavin Wilson gets the ball. He throws a shot up looking for the foul. Does not get it, but it is still going to remain Highlander ball. 2 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to put something up quick before they go into the half. They inbounded to Brown. Brown puts a layup up. This one is no good. And that's going to bring us to the half, folks. After one half of basketball, the score is 49-15. Highlanders up 49-15 on Paul Quinn. Got off to a great start. Defense has really dictated the pace of the game for these guys. And they've got a lot of good, easy transition buckets as well. So the Highlanders are coming off of a loss in their last game. That brought them to 4-6. They're really gonna need to rebound here in this game. As you can see, they are doing a great job so far. It is 49-15 in this first half. So Coach Gill has done a good job practicing with these guys and letting them know what it is that they need to do in the game for them to be able to elevate and get to that next level for got an away stretch coming up and for conference as well. We're going to go to the dancers real quick, and we will be right back to you after this break. So we are here at halftime. The score is 49-15. Copeland has had a good half of basketball. He has 13 points. He has been all over the court tonight. He's got some transition breakaway buckets. He's hit a couple of threes. He's having an all-around good game. Raekwon Brown is having a good game as well. He has 7 points. Throw some rebounds in there as well for him. So good rebound game. Good rebound game for the Highlanders so far and what they are doing.
Seems like Paul Quinn, MCC kind of has this one in control, up 15-49 at halftime. But we know that they've kind of been up and down. I think one of the things that has really shown so far in this exhibition part of the season, this non-conference part of the season, is that MCC is young, and they are still trying to learn how to play together.
Yes, they are. Like we said previously before, this is a brand-new team. Did not return any players onto this team, and so they're taking this time to be able to gel and really figure out what their rhythm is going to be. Coaches trying to figure out different lineups, different things like that. So it's going to take some time, and that's what this exhibition part of the season is for, or the pre-conference part of the season is for that. And we know Coach Gill is a great coach. He will be able to turn this around. And he's doing a good job so far. Looking to get them back to close to 500 and just excel from there.
I think the untold part of the story here is MCC Highlander girls, the Highlasses.
Yes, the Highlasses have played great so far this season.
I think they are they 8-1?
8-1.
8-1 so far. We know we're still in the non-conference part of the schedule, and so they seem to be putting things together on that side as well. So MCC has got a long history of some great basketball here, not starting, but for those of us maybe that are old enough to remember that the microwave, Vinnie Johnson came out of MCC, Detroit Piston bad boy. So we know that they've got a storied program. On a side note, Jalen, we had some kind of game last year this past Saturday at Baylor.
Yeah, still recovering from that game. Baylor put us through a lot with that one. This is still overall a great season. You know, we have to look at the bright side of things with this, but it was a heartbreaking loss to Oklahoma, especially the way that the loss occurred. Baylor was up big in the first half. We know you guys were tuned in watching. The whole city of Waco was jumping. ESPN came down. They did not come out victorious, but they will get another shot in the Big 12 championship. They got Texas this weekend. They have to take care of business this weekend first with Texas. That's going to be the first order of business for Baylor.
So in order for Baylor to make it into the Big 12 championship game, they have to win one of the two games remaining. They got Texas this weekend, and then they've got Kansas. And so if they can win one of those two games, then I believe that they will be in the Big 12 championship. However, if they can beat Texas and beat Kansas, you know, I'm kind of wondering where they're going to stack up. I think that the bid for the Sugar Bowl comes from the top team in the Big 12. I'm not sure on that, so I don't know how where they're gonna put Texas. If Baylor wins out and Texas wins out, I'm not sure how that's gonna make for that Sugar Bowl. But Baylor should get either a Sugar Bowl bid or a Alamo or Cotton Bowl bid. They should be at one of those bids.
Yeah, they should be able to get a New Year's game. Should be able to get a New Year's game from it if they can win out. I know that what am I trying to say? The College Playoff Football Committee is not a big fan of the Big 12, so it's not really. Even if they win out, it's going to be really hard for them to put Baylor into the playoffs for the guys that are still having hopes for Baylor to make the playoffs. Not sure if they're going to be able to do that, but if they can get a game on New Year's, I think that'll be huge for Baylor. It'll be huge for the program and for Matt Rule as well. A great coach. He's came in. I mean, just 2 years ago, guys, these guys were 1-11.
Wow.
So to be at this point right now, where they're, I believe, 8-1. I mean, it's a great accomplishment. However you want to look at it, they kind of let us down with the Oklahoma game, but still, to be able to turn it around to where they are now, great accomplishment for Baylor, and big props to them.
So we're looking to see what happens. I believe that game is at 2:30 on Saturday to see what Baylor does there, if they can take care of business with the Texas Longhorns. We know that actually they have not beaten the Longhorns since Rule has been here, and the Longhorns actually have beat them, I believe, the year or two before Rule came on board. And so they've had some problems with Texas as of recent late, but we know when Browse was here, they were able to beat Texas.
Yeah,
and
they ran Texas. For all you Texas fans that are on the stream, when our Browns was here, they did run Texas for about a good 4 or 5 years there. But it'll be a great game on Saturday. Both teams got a lot to prove, so I know that they are. I know that that's going to be a great game for those guys as well. So far here in the Waco area, we've had a couple of football teams, some high school standout football teams. Conley, we know that we've got a lot of you guys support throughout the last 2 years from Conley. Thank you guys for the love. Conley is doing great so far. They have a game coming up.
Yeah.
I believe tomorrow they got a game coming up.
Yeah.
I'm going to look to see who that's against. And La Vega as well. La Vega is the reigning state champions. Know that they have a loss on their record, so people might be kind of looking at them sideways. But they are still the remaining defending state 4A champions, and they're going to be able to. They're going to have a chance to prove that, to try to prove that throughout the rest of this playoffs. They're going to have to get through Argyle in a few rounds, and after that, I believe they'll be matched up with Carthage in the final. But La Vega got a chance to win this all.
La Vega is doing what La Vega does.
Yeah.
I think the story, one of the great stories of high school football here in the Central Texas area, again, is Connolly. And because we know that Connolly does not have that story program like La Vega does. However, I know at the beginning of the season, one of the goals the goals that Coach Anderson had was to get them to 10-0. He was able to do that, and they've got some great kids at Connolly. Of course, Sunday, the running back out there is just a man-child running around on football fields here in Central Texas. But another one of those great stories out of Connolly is the Gaither kid, the quarterback, that actually played receiver last year. And he would play on Wildcat and safety. He would play Wildcat sometimes at quarterback last year, but he is the starting quarterback, and he's done excellent. That is a two-headed monster running around at Connolly ISD. And so if you stop Sunday, you still got to deal with, I think it's Kavion Gaither. Yeah. Kavion Gaither, you got to deal with him as well. So Connolly has got
quarterback on the outside of receiver as well.
Yeah, you got the Oklahoma State commit, and I think do they have two Oklahoma State commits?
Yeah, pulling on the inside there.
Okay, yeah.
Playing guard, I believe, or tackle.
So Connolly, I'm waiting to see what they do this weekend. They're going to get tested. They're going to get tested this week.
Hill.
Yeah. They're going to get tested this tomorrow. And I did see someone post on the Facebook stream, are we going to stream the game tomorrow? And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to, not because we don't want to, but because of the rights to that game belongs to Fox and the National Association High School Sports. So we're not able to stream that game, but I look forward to a time when we can get in there and actually live stream some high school football. We have followed Connolly in the past, and we've had to rebroadcast their games, but we're looking forward. I'll be looking forward to the score, checking out some of that game Connolly tomorrow.
So we're back here. Both teams are back out from halftime, and we're getting ready to switch back over and get you guys back to this Highlander game. The score is 49-15, and the second half is starting off. Three is going to be put up right out of the gate. Paul Quinn. Young, that gives him 5 points for Paul Quinn. Vining has it. He picks up the screen. He puts up a jumper. This one is no good. Put back up from Tyrese Taylor, and this one is good. That gives him 6 points on the game. He's played good here as well. Getting some good minutes in for the Highlanders and Coach Gill. The freshman forward from Carpus Cove, Texas, is Tyrese Taylor. Highlanders back on defense. They're in the zone. Coming out, showing their hands. Flying around to this ball. That jumper comes up short, and Pryor has it out in transition for the Highlanders. He gives it over to his cousin, Wilson, and it is good. Clavin Wilson, that's 6 points for him. Pryor picks up the ball, gets his hands on it, almost comes up with a steal there. Good hands from this Highlander defense, making it hard for Paul Quinn to get a shot off. No good for Paul Quinn, rebounded by Taylor. Now Vining has it. He's picking up a screen, swings it over to Copeland. Copeland drives, and this one is good. Cameron Copeland continuing to impress here tonight. That gives him 15 points on the game. Score is 55-18. 18 minutes left to go in the game. Three put up by Paul Quinn, rebounded by Copeland. Pryor with a great pass, gives it over to Taylor. Taylor passes out, gives it to Vining. Vining puts it up for a layup. He is good. That gets him his first two. Struggled tonight from the floor, but that gets him his first two. Just had to see the ball go in there. I'm sure he's going to bounce back. Vining, good hands, comes up with a steal. He throws it out to Pryor. Pryor's going to have an open layup. This one is good. Chris Pryor. Open layup. That's 5 points for him. 17:36 left to go in the second half. Paul Quinn calls a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second. So Highlanders are continuing to do what they do. Once again, defense has caused some good transition for the Highlanders. That's getting them out moving. That's getting guys easy buckets. And then as well on the offensive end, the ball is moving around. Everyone's touching it. When everybody's touching it, that's going to make guys play harder. That's going to make it easy buckets, gives guys energy. That makes them want to work harder on the defensive end as well. So if they can keep doing that, I'm sure they'll have this game wrapped up. But if they can keep doing that throughout the duration of the season, then they'll be able to if they can do that throughout the duration of the season, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in this conference once conference starts. That's going to make guys play harder. That's going to make it easy buckets, gives guys energy. That makes them want to work harder on the defensive end as well. Paul Quinn has the ball after that timeout. If they can keep doing that, I'm sure the Highlanders are up by 41. Throughout the duration of the season, then they'll be able to they can do that throughout the duration of the season. It's going to be an offensive foul after that drive. Good charge taken there. Hunt is going to pick up his first foul after that offensive foul. Cleaning up a wet spot. Now Pryor is going to take it out. Swings it over to Vining. Thomas gets it. Back to Vining, to Pryor. He drives. Kick out to Vining. He puts the three up. And this one is butter. Akili Vining for three. He's got 5. Like I said, he struggled. And now he just needed to see the ball go in, I'm sure. And that jumper is falling now. It gives him 5 points after he hits his first 3 of the game. Good defense there from Pryor. Almost comes up with a steal. Good block there from Clavin Wilson. He comes up with a block. 3 is put up by Paul Quinn. No good. Rebounded by Taylor. What they're going to call a push-off foul on Wilson. That's going to be his first foul of the game. So it's going to remain Paul Quinn ball. Score is 62-18. Swing across court. 3 is put up. It goes in and out. No good. Rebounded by Vining. He's going to push it. Now Wilson gets it. Vining has it back up top. Setting the offense up. High-low action. They throw it into Taylor. He's going to put the quick layup in. The big man, Tyrese Taylor from Cove. That gives him 8 points. He's having a good game on the boards as well on the offensive end. Good defense there. The shot is put up, no good. Good defense by the Highlanders, but it is kept in by Paul Quinn. They drive, put the layup up, and this one is going to be called a block. Try to get a charge there on Wilson. He picks up the block, so that's 2 quick fouls he picked up. And now Massonet is going to check in the game. Wilson thought he was checking out the game there. He's not checking out, stays in. Scott Ator checks in, as well as Massonet. Massinetti's got real long arms. He's gonna be a force to be reckoned with on the defensive end, as Paul Quinn puts in another 3 right there on the defensive end. And a lot of the people we've seen for the Highlanders are long like that. So that's good when they come out in the zone and can cause problems with their long arms and with their keeping their hands up when they come out in the zone like they have been doing so far in this game. Vining puts a corner 3 up. This one is no good. Rebounded by Aitor. Pryor puts up the mid-range jumper. It bounces around. He can't get the friendly bounce, friendly roll in. Some call it the 2K bounce. Couldn't get it to go right there. Now we're going to have a foul after the collision at around midcourt. And that is going to be Wilson. He is going to pick up another foul. That is his 3rd foul. He picked up 3 quick fouls in about a span of about 3 minutes. He's going to have a seat on the bench. Raekwon Brown is going to check back in the game. Zone forces a turnover. That 1-3-1 has been effective tonight for the Highlanders. Forcing turnovers. Renzo Anderson is going to check in for Chris Pryor, guard from Atlanta. Vining drives. He swings it over to Aitor. He puts the shot up. This one is good. Scott Aitor. That's 4 points in the game for Scott. Score is 66-21. Highlanders remain in the zone. Paul Quinn puts a 3 up. Rebounded by Scott Aitor. Anderson has the ball. And he tries to force a pass inside, gets a quick turnover. Paul Quinn out in transition. They put a 3 up. This one is no good, but they get their own rebound. Good rebound there from Massinette. Anderson out in transition, and he gives it over to Massinette. Scott Aitor puts the mid-range jumper up. This one is no good on the short corner mid-range. Floater put up and in. Young, that gives him 7 points on the game. He puts a shot up and in. Brings the score to 23-66. Massinette puts up a 3. No good. Rebounded by Brown. Massinette gets it back. Now Anderson has it at the top of the key. Anderson gives him a jab step, gives it in to Raekwon Brown. Easy 2 for Raekwon Brown. That is 9 points for Raekwon Brown. He's having a good game tonight. Freshman forward from Georgia. Good defense from the Highlanders. Massinette tried to get a steal there, almost came up with it. Good contest from Vining as he got out there on that 3. Massinette is out in transition. Hop step into a dunk. Rodri Massinette. Great move. The hop step into the dunk for Rodri Massinette. That gives him 9 points on the game. He's having a good game as well tonight from Trenton, New Jersey. Good defense so far from the Highlanders. They try to get a steal in there, but it looks like they're going to call a kickball. Highlanders were looking to get out in transition right there. But it's going to stay with Paul Quinn. Some changes for the Highlanders. Isaiah Wyatt coming back in. Cameron Copeland coming back in, as well as Trey Thomas. Three put up from Paul Quinn. This one is good. Up and in. Trenton Hunt gets his first 3 of the game. Score is 26-70. 11:40 left to go in the game. Wyatt has it. Looks over to Ator. Ator tries to get a bounce pass back inside to Brown. This one is stolen. Now Paul Quinn has it. Hunt's going to put up another three. This one is good. He gets 2 threes in a row. It's going to give him 6 points on the game. Brown now has it for the Highlanders. Throw it inside to Ator. Ator kicks it back out to Thomas. He puts the 3 up. And this one is money from the 3. Trey Thomas, his first basket of the game. He had a good game in their game on Tuesday. Gets his first bucket of the game. Sophomore from Fort Worth. Good hands there from Isaiah Wyatt. But he loses it out of bounds. It's going to remain Paul Quinn ball. Great hustle there from Isaiah Wyatt. Now, sorry, Autry is going to check in the game for Scott Ator. Looks like they're working out some things on the shot clock. Ref's trying to get it together. You guys are watching on Facebook. Make sure you guys are liking our page, liking the stream, leaving your comments. Also, check us out at CentechSportsNetwork.com. You can watch it there as well. If you are watching there, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to the page. Highlanders up big here at the Highlands in Waco, Texas. 10 minutes left to go in the game. Highlanders are up 73-29. Thomas has it for the Highlanders. Now Wyatt has it. He loses it out of bounds. But it's going to remain. It's going to remain Highlander ball. Thomas pump fakes, thinks about the shot there. Good pass from Raekwon Brown. And Autry comes up with a dunk. That's 4 points. 4 points for Autry, freshman from Toronto. 3 put up from Paul Quinn. This one is good. That's Williams. That gives him 8 points on the game. Brings the score to 32 for the Tigers. Now Copeland has, he throws it inside. Miscue there, turnover 4. But they get it right back. It was turnover for the Highlanders. They get it right back, and now Isaiah Wyatt is out in transition. He goes up for the layup, up and in. Easy bucket for Isaiah Wyatt. That's 7 points for him. Like we said, everybody is touching the ball. Everyone is touching the ball for this Highlander team. And this 1-3-1 has been effective for the Highlanders. Rebounded by Copeland. Raekwon out in transition. He dunks with the left hand dunk. Big jam from Raekwon Brown. That's 11 points for the freshman from Georgia. Good energy on the defensive side. The Highlanders are big, but they're still showing good energy on the defensive side, trying to come up with steals. They almost come up with one right there. That shot is no good. Rebounded by Thomas, and the Highlanders have it back. Now Copeland brings the ball up the court. He throws it inside to Brown. Mid-range jumper is up and in for Raekwon Brown. That gets him 13 points on the night. Raekwon Brown having a great game. Brings the score to 81-32. 8 minutes left to go in the game. This pass is going to go out of bounds into the stands there. It's going to be Highlander ball. Rodrigue Massonet checking back in the game. Scott Ator checking back in the game as well. Isaiah Wyatt is going to take it out for the Highlanders. Highlanders have been cruising so far in this game. They are up big. up by 49 points. Copeland drives, dishes it off to Aitor, good pass, and Aitor is going to be fouled. Good vision there from Copeland. We had this free throw break in the action. Want to shout out to a couple of our sponsors, Bush's Chicken in China Spring, and as well over here on North 19th. Make sure you guys go pick you up some chicken, as well as their tea. Their tea is amazing as well. So make sure you guys check them out. Go see them. R&S Barbecue over on Valley Mills, one of the best barbecue spots in Central Texas. Make sure you guys go check them out as well. Scott Aitor misses on his second free throw as well. Going to keep the score at 82-32. Good defense from Mclennan. Highlanders have showed up on the defensive end tonight. They showed up and wanted to make it a point to play good defense here tonight as Copeland closes out, but the shot is still good. Otis Young puts in a three. That gets him 10 points on the game. But they've played good defense tonight. That's why the score is the way it is. The defense has fueled their offense, and that's always the way you want it to go. Copeland drives, put the finger roll up. This one is no good, but he is fouled. He was up pretty high on that finger roll. I believe he could have dunked it if he wanted to. But that's going to take Copeland to the line. Anderson is going to check in the game. Vining comes to the score table as well. Copeland knocks down his first free throw. Knockdown from Copeland. He is going to check out the game. Akili Vining is going to check in the game for the Highlanders. He comes in for Copeland. Mclennan is going to pick up the ball at half court. Good contest, shot contest there from Anderson. But Paul Quinn picks up their miss. This time they do not get it back. Vining gets it. He falls over. They maintain possession. And now Vining has it back. He puts up a three. This one is good. Three-pointer from Akili Vining. He has 8. Did not have any points in the first half, but he's having a good half of ball this half. Got one of the purest jumpers on this team. He is the leading scorer as well for this team. And he is top 5 in three-point percentage for this team as well. So he's a great shooter as Anderson gets the steal. He goes coast to coast. He misses, but Autry picks up his miss and puts it in with the dunk, putback dunk for, Autry from Toronto, Canada. Mclennan good on the defensive end right there. Highlanders are flying around in this 1-3-1 zone, forcing up tough shots for Paul Quinn. Anderson gets it back out in transition. He's looking for someone to pass it to. Mclennan gets it. He puts the shot up, but it is blocked. Foul is going to be against Paul Quinn. So the Highlanders will retain possession. Archer gets the inbound, gives it over to Anderson. Now they're going to set up their offense. Miscue right there on the play. Vining was diving inside, and the pass goes out of bounds. All things you want to work out now in the game. This is all learning experience right now. And I know Coach Gill knows that. He's going to keep coaching them to the end hard, just as if this was one of their other games they've been in. They've had some close games. They've come up with a few losses that were really close as Mclennan gets the transition layup. They've had a few losses. They're 4-6. A few of those losses were very, very close games where it came down to just a couple plays. So Coach Gill is always going to look for opportunities to be able to get nuggets of information into this team, even in a big lead like they have now. It is 91-35 with 4:29 left to go in the game. He's always going to want to put in some nuggets of information and keep this team rolling, even in the big leads, so that in those close moments they can still respond how they need to respond. Turnover by Paul Quinn is going to be Highlander ball. I believe that this MCC team does have the talent to do that. They have the talent to be able to do that. As Vining gets the ball on the inside, they're going to call a jump ball. It's just about putting the talent together, and I know Coach Gill is capable of doing that. Coach Gill is a great coach. He's had national tournament appearances, regional semifinals, 17 regional appearances, 8 conference championships, and the 7-time conference coach of the year, Lorenzo Anderson, puts in the shot. He has 4 points on the game. So Coach Gill is very qualified to be able to, if you guys are having doubts so far as starting off 4-6, stick around. Coach Gill is going to be able to turn this. He's going to turn this team around and get them rolling on the right track. As you can see, as he is doing tonight, as they're up big, Anderson's going to get a big dunk and out in transition. Lorenzo Anderson, that gives him 6 points. The guard from Atlanta, and that's going to bring the lead. They're going to lead by 60. 95-35. And the encouraging thing in this big lead that they can pick up as Hunt puts in a 3 in the corner for Paul Quinn. That's 13 points for him. Encouraging thing is that they're still flying around on defense. Something you want to see, still showing great effort, even in this big lead and this big margin of victory. Vining puts a 3 up from the top of the key. This one is no good. Rebounded by Ator, though. Vining gets it right back. He puts the layup up. This one is no good. Ator puts it back up after he gets another rebound, and this one is good. Scott Ator, that gives him 7 points on the game. Anderson with the good close out there. Another rebound for Ator. He's had a great game on the glass tonight. If they can do those fundamental things as Rodri puts up a 3 in the corner, and this one is good as he took his time and set up. 3-pointer put up by Rodri matched the net. That gives him 14 points on the game. That gives the Highlanders, they're going to break 100. They got 100-38 right now. 2:20 left to go in the game. And now it's been kind of fast-paced as a 3 is put in from Williams. That gives him 11 points. So looking forward to a great rest of the season for the Highlander team. They got a road trip coming up, couple games on the road against Cedar Valley and a game against Northlake. And then they'll be back here at home on December 9th going against Eastfield. And then they'll take on Angelina after they have a break, about a 3-4 week break there. So stay on the lookout for this Highlanders team. The women's team has really impressed. They are 8-1. We were here Tuesday for them. They came up with the big win. The women's team has had a great season so far. They are 8-1. Coach Rhodes doing a terrific job for them. They're going to look to carry that momentum throughout the rest of this pre-conference schedule. And then after the break, as Scott Ator puts in a 3, he gets a 3 put in. Scott Ator, the big man from Wiley, Texas, that's 10 points for him. Haven't seen a lot of 3s from him. Massinette's going to get the breakaway dunk as he dunks and screams it after he gets his steal and gets a breakaway dunk. Great defense there. Like I said, this team has stayed engaged. 54 seconds left to go in the game now, folks. Thank you guys for watching. It's going to be another breakaway. Massinette tries to get it, but it's going to be stolen by Paul Quinn. Stay on the lookout, guys, for both of these teams as Hunt puts in another 3 for Paul Quinn. both of these Highlander teams are these MCC teams. They're gonna do big things. I believe in this conference. Like we said, the women's team is doing great. This men's team has started off kind of shaky, but I know they're gonna be able to pull that together. Coach Gill is a great coach, as they are proven here tonight. Aitor thought he was gonna try to put somebody in the rim there, but he gets the layup, comes up with another bucket. It's gonna give him 12 points. 15 seconds left to go in the game. Rodgers still playing hard on the defensive end, trying to come up with steals. Hunt's going to put up another three. Lorenzo Anderson has it, and that's going to be it here. That's going to be game ball, folks, here at the Highlands in Waco, Texas. Final score is going to be 107. You did hear me right, 107-44 will be the final score. Good games for a few of the players. Massonet had a good game. Copeland had a good game. A few players that had a good game. Scott Aitor had a good game as well. So the Highlands men's team is going to bounce back. That is going to bring their record to 5-6 on the year after they get this bounce back win. Great dub they picked up here at the Highlands here in Waco, Texas. Like I said, they're going to be on the road for a couple games. They will be back here December 9th versus Eastfield. That game's going to be at 6 o'clock December 9th, so it'll be a few weeks before you see this Highlands team again at the Highlands. But they've got a couple of away games. I got Cedar Valley in a few days, and then after that they have North Lake. 5-6 on the year, getting closer to 500. Coach Gill can get this team to 500. He will be able to have a kind of resurrect this team. Not resurrect because they haven't fallen all the way off. They are 5-6, but be able to, I guess I say, rejuvenate the team and bring them over that hump that they'll need before they go into conference. I believe conference starts Wednesday, January 8th against Ranger, and after that they'll be in conference. We know those when the games really count, and after conference they're going to have to go into the tournament. And I know Coach Gill is preparing these guys little by little. Like we said, this is the first time that these guys are playing together. Coach Gill is going to have to prepare them little by little to be able to elevate this team and just take it one game at a time. I know they're not looking too far into the future, so we have to know that that's what they're doing. Coach Gill, like we said, is an experienced coach, 7-time conference coach of the year, so he knows what he's doing, and he'll have this team right where he wants to have them when they get ready for conference on January 8th. So tonight here at the Highlands, the Highlanders took on the Paul Quinn Tigers. They won the game 107-44. Thank you all for watching. All of you that tuned in via Facebook, thank you all for watching. All of you that tuned in via the website, thank you all for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribing if you are on the website. And make sure you guys are liking the page on Facebook if you're watching via Facebook. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. This has been Jalen Gillis with Centex Sports here at the Highlands. We will see you guys later. Thank you for watching.